the platform of ID-PBE, Interior Design Practitioners Brand Equity Rating. Before moving ahead to introduce our esteemed panelists, I would take a few minutes to briefly introduce ID-PBE. Today's webinar is conducted by the Interior Design Practitioners Brand Equity Rating, also known as ID-PBE Rating. This innovative platform is the world's first dedicated rating and certification system exclusively designed for the interior design industry. ID-PBE Rating is not just a standard evaluation. It is a comprehensive, in-depth assessment that recognizes and celebrates the excellence, creativity, and innovation of the interior designers, design firms, and architecture firms providing interior services. Developed by leading experts and influencers in the field, ID-PBE sets a global benchmark for quality and professionalism in interior design. In this webinar, we are excited to bring together industry experts from the interior design domain for a dynamic exchange of knowledge and insights. Our goal is to elevate the standards within the industry by discussing the importance of certification, sharing best practices, and exploring new trends and innovations. By fostering a collaborative environment, we aim to inspire designers and firms to continuously strive for excellence and to leverage the ID-PBE rating as a tool for growth, credibility, and leadership in this competitive field. I once again welcome you all to the webinar conducted by ID-PBE. Today's panelists are Mrs. Ankita Gupta from iDesign Spaces, Dehradun, Mr. Amardeep Gulri from Deco-Arte, New Delhi, Dhvani Bhatiya from Design-Attic, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Let me first take the pleasure of introducing architect Ankita Gupta from iDesign Spaces. As her words say, an innocent hand that holds the talent need a right platform. Born in Moradabad, Uttar Pradesh, Ankita was raised in the family of 5, whose generosity of spirit reflected their cultural roots. Being the oldest of 2 siblings, her values paired with her natural enthusiasm compelled Ankita to devote her life for providing employment to the women regardless of their background. While working her way through the college from Babu Banarasi Das National Institute of Technology, Lucknow, Ankita attached herself with a Mother Teresa orphanage at her hometown in Moradabad. This experience redefined her faith in the power of uplifting the society and bringing growth through employment and upliftment programs in India. Over a period of time, Ankita acquired the taste for heritage sites in India. This eventually motivated her to start her own interior designing firm in 2017 called iDesign Spaces in the city of Dehradun, Uttarakhand. She used her extensive knowledge of the field of architecture along with her charitable spirit and inculcated these values into her work. Alongside her interior designing projects, she also started her own line of products that includes home decor and home furnishing block printed fabrics called Manasabni. If I'm pronouncing wrong, please correct me, which translates to proud woman in English. Manasabni aims to revolutionize the female work sector as it currently employs 20 female workers from different NGOs who are continuously working on manifesting the vision into reality. Architect Ankita's aim as an entrepreneur is to usher in a stronger, more independent female workforce who are not only well-trained, but also financially independent. She hopes that this can bring about the much-needed change in our society in terms of how women are viewed and treated. Heartiest welcome, Architect Ankita Gupta.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would now take the pleasure of introducing Architect Amardeep Gulri from Deco-Arte. Amardeep is the founder and principal designer of award-winning firm Deco-Arte. Deco-Arte is a multidisciplinary design and interior architecture studio founded in 2010 by Amardeep for his immense passion for design and interior. Ever since its inception, the company has worked on over 600 projects into residential, hospitality, commercial, and retail space, delivering what was promised. Amardeep also is the co-founder of an architecture firm, Papal Working, on the large-scale hospitality, commercial and industrial projects. Amardeep did his schooling from a boarding school, St. George College, Missouri, graduated from Shahid Bhagat Singh College, and MBA from Ford School of Management. His versatile projects span to an extensive range of luxury creation. Following a methodology with creativity, Amardeep has designed spaces that are unique and well appreciated by the clients and people who visit them. Designs created by Amardeep are timeless. His attention to detail and continuous involvement from the inception of a project till the end has created many noteworthy projects. There is an eye for detail while designing every project. The execution is flawless and projects are delivered on time, following a systematic approach by Amardeep and his team. His partnership with various international brands has also helped in delivering projects with global standards. Amardeep wants to carve his niche in the world of design with not only national but also international presence. Amardeep's mantra for success is integrity, honesty, quality, and good service. Heartiest welcome, Mr. Amardeep Gulri. We have Dhvani Bhatiya from Design-Arte. Dhvani found her interest and acumen in interiors, which led her to pursue a degree in interior designing from Raffles, after which she ventured into the world of designing with Riya Sanklecha and Design-Arte. Design-Arte, established in 2014, is developed and directed by Dhvani Bhatiya and Riya Sanklecha. The co-founders and partners are fed with contemporary tastes and techniques, reinvent almost all kinds of spaces, residential and commercial estates, holiday homes, show flats, retail stores, and showrooms. They specialize mainly in designing and decorating residences with an inherent and impeccable ability to discern the different needs and nuances of their clientele. They bring together current designs with co-current technologies to create nothing less than a perfect home. Contemporary by style and minimalist in statement, Design-Arte suggestively is an attic of replicant design, details and dimensions that transforms houses into homes and commercial spaces and safe havens. Heartiest welcome, Dhvani Bhatiya.
Thank
I hope you all are well set for today's webinar. We have few questions and we would discuss. All right, and we would be enlightened, and even the spectators would be enlightened. So we would start with architect Ankita Gupta, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Right. Welcome once again.
Thank
Wonderful
you.
job you're doing. Can you share your design philosophy? How do you approach the balance between aesthetics and functionality in your projects?
My design philosophy is very, very simple. I feel that every design should tell a story, firstly. And secondly, it should be timeless. I don't want my client to see their space after 10 years or 5 years down the line and say, oh God, it's just so outdated. No, that's not me. I feel that space should be designed in such a manner that it should be timeless. And, it definitely should include some trending materials and color themes and all of that. But it should be very soothing to eye forever, like that. So that's my design philosophy. And of course, functionality comes first, then aesthetics. So I work deeply on spaces. How can we maximize the utility of these spaces, and how can we make them functionally better? Once the study of functionality is done, then we work on aesthetics, of course. But of course, that's very important that we should know about the mood of that space, that what kind of space is that. And in that thing, a client helps us out a lot. Of course, they tell us that what kind of space is this and how they perceive it, how they want their space to look like, and according to their mood, according to the mood of the room, we design it that way. Yeah, so functionality is first, and then aesthetics, of course.
Wonderful. One more question to you. How do you ensure that your designs would reflect your clients' personalities and lifestyles while still maintaining your unique style?
This is my favorite part while designing. Why? Because this is one part wherein I get to talk a lot with my clients. Because firstly, I need to understand their personality. I'm meeting them for the first time. I don't know what's their, entire routine, their lifestyle, their culture. So this is my favorite part, wherein I tell them to share their stories, share their moods, share their routine, share their lifestyle with me. And then accordingly, I plan their spaces. And then I always leave that one, my statement when I leave their, space and hand over my project to them. That's like my, I'm a very subtle person. So in my designs, you'd not find any loud colors or, So if a client of mine would come and say that I want a very bright wall, so I would try to do a bright wall, but in a very subtle way, which would just leave that mark, oh, she did it, but in her own way. So yes, this is my favorite part in my entire design process.
Thank you. Wonderful. I would come back to you. I would love to ask a question to architect Amardeep Gulri, if you can hear my voice.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful job you're doing, sir. What are the most significant interior design trends you have observed recently, and how do you see these evolving in the coming years?
So interior design itself has evolved a lot. If you see from, the past, where each member of the family would pitch in and be the designer. Today, people are asking for professional help because they want their space to be designed in a perfect way. If you see spaces today, they are, multifunctional, flexible. People are working from home. People are moving into smaller apartments where they want functional spaces. So the room, can maybe a lounge room can also double up as a study, or also double up as a gym area. So multifunctional spaces are something that are really, really, in trend right now. Apart from that, I would also say sustainability. We are looking at more sustainable products. So natural products are being used in projects. A lot of stone, is being used, and other natural elements like wood. So that is another thing that we are, seeing as a trend. Clients themselves are very conscious, and they want, their space to be eco-friendly. Then, also biophilic designs. A lot of the outside, you're trying to bring it in. So specifically, people living in apartments with balconies, a lot of greens are being added in the balcony spaces, and some of, the glazings, we're using, bigger glazings. So a lot of the outside is being brought inside, and of course, a lot of indoor plants as well. Then apart from that, there is I think some amount of maximalism that is also being used in projects. So certain spaces are highlighted. They come out as a little bit on the other side, from what I just mentioned to you. Uh, Technology, use of technology, smart homes, they're in trend right now. So a lot of technology is being used. Automation is being used. Um, and then I would also say, there is a bit of a focus on wellness. People want a little spa area, bathrooms, a little, like a massage bed or a jacuzzi. That is also being introduced because, with the kind of hectic lifestyles people have, it's nice to come and unwind. So yeah, and of course, lot of use of mixed materials as well. So stone with metal, wood with stone. So you will see a lot of elements in the interiors. A lot of mixed materials are being used in furniture and other items. And that's quite trending.
Now, can you describe a particularly challenging project you have worked on, and how did you overcome the obstacles, and what were the key takeaways?
So I would say, like we've crossed over 600 projects, and sometimes the smallest of projects are the most challenging. I'll talk about this small restaurant, which was about 400 square feet that we did. And in that restaurant, we had to take out a seating for 25. We had to take out a kitchen. And the restaurant was actually, not even on one level. So there were basically these two shops in a mall. One was about 3 feet below the other. And so we had to create a design, to kind of bind the place together. There was some outdoor area. We tried to use that as well. The space had a good height, so we kind of built the kitchen on the mezzanine. So it was more like a takeaway, like a joint which also had a cloud kitchen which was supporting it. So it really didn't need a very big kitchen. So doing that, we created that space. There was this outdoor area where we took permission and we kind of created arches on the facade, which made the space look maybe 5 times the size of what it was. Yeah, so that was one of the projects where, the scale, it was a very small project, but it came out to become a big scale project, by the look of it.
That's what design and architecture is, taking the challenges and doing right justice to that. Thank you so much. I would come back to you again. I would request Dhvani Bhatiya to get ready. I think she is all set. May I ask a question to you, Architect Bhatiya?
Yeah.
Hope you can hear my voice. Yes.
Yeah.
Doing a wonderful job, Architect Dhvani. So color and texture play crucial roles in interior design. How do you decide on the color palette and materials for a space? Do you have any go-to combinations?
So I think the color and any like combination and the texture to be used for a particular space is determined also by what the space is going to be used as. Like you won't do any dark or vibrant colors for a bedroom. You would want something which is calming, more soothing. Like, that's when our like color wheel and the color palette actually comes in place. Like if you're using something for a kid's bedroom, you are willing to use more colors. Else we try to keep everything like very neutral, like, have more beige, gray and everything. And then you can accessorize with color. So like your client is also not stuck to a space, like, because very often, like we don't change, like we don't like paint our house again or, change the furnishing or whatever, but we are always open to purchasing accessories. So we can accessorize with like a lot of color. You can have cushions, printed cushions. So like, yeah, in terms of having a go-to combination, it would be like a whole neutral palette of beige and gray and everything, and adding a lot of color with accessories like adding a lot of plants, having like books and, things like that.
That's interesting. Now, how do you strike a balance between following current design trends and creating spaces that feel timeless? What elements do you believe are essential for achieving this?
I think the main element to achieve this is, I think, functionality and also the kind of material that you're using. Because a lot of people just tend to want their home to look very nice and fancy, but at the same time, it has to be functional. Like the materials have to be the correct material has to be used at the right place. Like you cannot use a wrong material in any space. I think that's just going to take away everything. So I think that is very important to pick the right material, use it in the right manner. You don't have to simply paste it. You can create any design out of it, be it marble. You can create some inlay to give it that luxurious look, or have that trending look. Like in between, there was a full trend going on of that herringbone pattern. Somewhere still is. So that was created. Then we had ready veneer panels, which was coming with that. Now we have ready-made wooden flooring. Now we even have laminate, which comes in that. So I think that the laminate is not a very superior material. So you would then want to create that herringbone if you want to still be in trend with like a plain veneer or something. So you're doing something different, as well as having like a particular design that the client has seen and they, insist on using.
That's great. So I'd come back to architect Ankita Gupta. A question that really strikes us, and it really we are eager to know. I hope you can hear my voice. The question is to yes. So with globalization, there's a blending of cultural aesthetics. How do you incorporate global influences into your designs while maintaining local relevance?
So it's a very good question, actually. So there are times when clients come up with they're coming up with a commercial space and they would just tell you a theme that we want to have this kind of a restaurant, this kind of a theme. Now imagine having a Japanese restaurant with Japanese interiors in a place like Dehradun. So recently, see, it's a very, very strong impact, I would say. And recently we did a project. It's like a food park in Dehradun, wherein my client came and told me that, Dehradun is rich with its British history and, arches and high ceilings. So I want to, just build that thing again and want to go take Dehradun in that era wherein we had those open verandas and fans, no ACs, nothing. So I was like, okay, that's pretty challenging. And we did that. We incorporated British colonial architecture and interiors as well. We went back to that era wherein we use a lot of stained glass lights, and you won't believe the ground floor restaurant doesn't have any AC or cooler. It's just plants and fans. So it's just so close to nature. So see the impact. It's so nice. I mean, like, it has its own culture because Dehradun has its own culture of British architecture, but it is, it's an influence of British colonial architecture. So yes, it's a very important part in interiors, I believe. Exteriors and interiors both, I believe. Yeah.
So, like, it's really interesting, the beauty which we actually observe from outside and the work you do. It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
A question to architect Amardeep Gulri, if you can hear my voice, sir.
Yes.
How has technology influenced your design process? Are there any tools or innovations that have significantly changed the way you work?
So, technology has kind of revolutionized the whole design process. It's become more efficient, collaborative, immersive. And like any other designer, today you can't do without technology. You're not drafting by hand. Everything is on software. So of course, we all are using all the basic softwares, Autodesk, 3ds Max, Revit, and so forth. And then apart from that, where virtual reality has come in, there is we as a company, we started using it about 3 years back when it just came in. So we are using this software called Trezi, where we kind of it's all AR VR based, where you immerse the client into the space. So of course, technology today helps clients take better decisions, easier decisions, because every client doesn't have an aesthetic. They don't sometimes understand the space. We do a layout, we show them what is placed where, but actually not able to kind of really visualize it. So softwares today help in doing that. They kind of take you inside your space. Whatever changes you want to do, you can do it. You can do it on technology. Not, it doesn't have to be on site. So that all kind of also really helps the client to visualize the space better. Apart from that, there are a lot of collaborative softwares that we use for our internal work, wherein there is task management, or wherever your drawings are, which can go onto the cloud. So softwares like these, Asana, Trello, these are some of the softwares. Apart from that, we are also now using 3D printing. So sometimes when you're doing a furniture piece, you're designing a furniture, you kind of need to see if that furniture is going to come out actually as you have thought it to. And for that, 3D design really works, 3D printing really works well. So these are some of the technologies that we are using as a firm.
Well, yes, we can't do away with technology in this era, right? We come to architect Dhvani Bhatiya. A question to you, if you can hear my voice.
Yeah.
How do you balance luxury with practicality in your designs? Is there a particular project where you successfully achieved this balance?
So I think the key use of this in again comes as materials. Like we recently did a project in Juhu. It was a small apartment. It was a 3 BHK apartment. And we made the apartment look really luxurious. And by using all the materials, at the same time, we had to make it very practical because it was a smaller space. The client required a lot of storage. So, the entire passageway, we created like a whole mirror paneling, which was on push to open hinges, so that had storage behind that. And also in the master bedroom, there was no space for like an additional bedside table on one side. So we created like a push to open table, which which comes out from the bed, which the client can use at night, or just to keep a glass of water or to charge their phone or something like that. So I guess using your materials in the right manner and making use of every inch in that available space is key, and that's how you can make sure that you're having, like, giving your client a luxurious feel in the home that they want to be in, like that.
There's
I
so much to talk about architecture and design, actually. Again, I'd go back to Ankita Gupta. A question to you. What do you think the future holds for interior design? Can you hear my voice, ma'am?
Yeah.
So what do you think the future holds for interior design? Are there any emerging concepts or shifts that you believe will redefine the industry?
Sustainability, of course. Like, we are moving back to eco-friendly materials, and like Mr. Amardeep said, like, wellness has become very important part. So there was a time when our houses used to have courtyards. Now people really want to go back to that era and would really want to have a lot of open spaces or green spaces in their houses. And majorly people are staying in flats, so they look forward that we can create such green and open spaces in small flats. So sustainability, of course, and selection of eco-friendly materials, yes, that's one thing that holds future, and I think it's going to stay with us like for a very long time. And regarding, can you repeat your second question, please?
See, are there any emerging concepts or shifts that you believe will redefine the industry?
Technology, of course, smart houses, yes, and when it comes to designing, VR is definitely playing a very important role. It's a fun part, and yes, but technology right now is playing a very important role in designing spaces. Yes.
So there is no end to ideas. So there would be no end to concepts, and definitely every industry
there's
would
no
be
end
redefined
to
one
it.
day or the other.
Yeah, there's no end to it. Yes.
So a question again, probably the last question to Mr. Amardeep Gulri. Can you hear my voice, sir?
Yeah, sure. Please.
What do you think the future holds for interior design? What do you think? What, according to you, are the emerging concepts or shifts that you believe will redefine the industry?
Yeah, so like Ankita also mentioned it, definitely sustainability is something that is a real focus, and it is, really required. And we as designers need to push this. Not only clients should come to you with, making more sustainable homes, but we as designers need to push this trend. So right from, say, we have everything, solar panels, rainwater harvesting, everything is available. But the only thing is that, there are not enough subsidies for people to adopt these. Green buildings, these are some things that one should really, really kind of look at, promoting more and adopting. So sustainability has to be there. And then technology, a mix of technology is emerging, because if you don't use technology today, you will be outdated. You need to have, proper systems in place wherein you're able to handle your projects better through technology and taking your clients, because see, days are gone where clients had patience. They would come to you and, spend months on just the design process. That doesn't happen anymore. They will come to you today and they'll say that they want to see their design tomorrow. Of course, we are a little away from that. But still, in a period of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if you don't adopt technology, you will not be able to create better designs. So AI is a tool, it's really in these days. Everybody is using AI to some extent, but that will really dominate the design industry, wherein, you'll be able to get much quicker results. You'll be able to design better with the help of AI. And by AI, it doesn't mean that any person can just go and say and give a command and it comes out. As designers, we should, I don't think it's going to take away from us, but, it will just help us kind of replicate our aesthetics through technology quicker. So AI is something apart from AR, VR, which is already there. AI is something which is going to really, really change our industry.
Yes, AI indeed is a challenge to all the industries, all the emerging industries.
Yeah. I'd like to add here something what Amardeep just said. AI is so important in interiors and exteriors and in architectural field altogether that nowadays when you tell a client that, okay, I'm gonna make you experience your space in a VR, oh, I mean, like it's like a add-on bonus to it. And he's absolutely right that gone are those days when clients had patience ki, they would just wait for our drawings and 3Ds. No, they don't have. So yes, I agree with him. AI is playing a very vital role right now. Yes.
We hope and we really wait to see what new actually AI brings to this industry.
Yeah.
I would love to ask the same question to architect Dhvani. What do you think the future holds for interior design? And what, according to you, are the emerging concepts or shifts that you believe will redefine this industry?
I think I agree with what Amardeep just said. It is definitely sustainability and technology. And he is right. Like we as designers do need to make sure that we are opting for sustainable spaces over like doing what we used to earlier. Like everything is available right now, like he said, solar panels, everything, and AI is definitely the emerging thing. So yeah. I think they've already spoken about most of
With
it.
the advancements of course, with the advancement of technology coming into
Yeah.
our lives, we are really waiting to see what new to this industry. Heartiest congratulations to all of you. You all are doing wonderful job. You are giving us designs. You are adding aesthetics to this world, actually. So thank you so much for your presence here. Thank you for your invaluable contribution in today's webinar by the ID-PBE Rating. Your insights and expertise have made a significant impact, enriching the discussion and providing our audience with a deeper understanding of the importance of quality, innovation, and professionalism in the interior design industry. We appreciate the time and effort you took to share your knowledge and experiences. Your participation has helped us elevate the conversation and inspire others to strive for excellence in their work. We look forward to future collaborations and continuing our shared mission to enhance the standards within the interior design domain. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for
Thank
having
you
us
so
on.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.